Welcome back to PQF Academy. I do want to say thank you guys once again for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And hey, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Like the video, share the video with your friends, and comment. Let me know what I'm doing wrong, or let me know what you want to. What if you have any questions? Just comment to me, and I do try my best to comment back. So once again, at Chemic3, you are the winner of this bag. I'm going to try my best to get in contact with you. This is my City Tote Mini, part of my City Tote collection. As of right now, we are at 891 subscribers as I'm recording this video. Once we get to 1,000, I will be doing another giveaway, and it's going to be my City Tote medium, which is and is version 2. I do have a version 1. I had to go back and reconstruct it and things of that nature, but I do have a version 2. So I will be giving that away once we reach 1,000 subscribers. All right, so let's go ahead and get into bag making. Now, we've been using this pattern for the past 3 bags, right? We created a new pattern. It looks similar to this one, but the only difference is that the depth is a little bit different. This is 1.5. Also, it's about an inch or so taller. This is 16 by, this one's 16 by 16. This one's 15 by 15. Now, one thing I do want to say is that what I had planned for us to do, because like I had said in a previous video, on Monday's video, I am making this bag for someone. There are some things that this person don't want. One is they don't want the tab. So we're not going to be using the tab today, okay? So we're not going to be using the D-rings today, but we are going to get to those. So if you bought them already, hang on to them. We are going to get to them, and we're going to get to this also, right? They also, with this one, I am going to make this one a little bit taller, because they do want the bag to be able to fit a laptop into it. And also, they want it to be able to fold over when it's closed, and the straps are basically going to hold it like that. So I will be doing that. So there are going to be some things also on the inside of this bag that you're not going to see me do, because I do have an order that I want to be able to teach you guys when it comes to this pattern. Okay, so I do have an order. So I want to be able to make it for a build up, because if I do it now, if I show you how I'm going to do the whole entire inside now, as we start to build up to it, you're not going to understand. You're going to be like, well, he's way out of place, okay? So, but what we still are going to do, we are going to use our pocket, okay? She still wants the pocket. So if you're going to do the pocket also, which I will hope for you to do, you're either going to use the magnetic snaps, or if you want to if you're feeling more more not dangerous, but more spicy, I guess. We can use we're gonna use the turn tie, the locks. Okay. Now, also, they also, since they don't want the tabs, I am gonna be using this. I am going to be using these, and I'm not even going to tell you what they are, unfortunately, because, like I said, I do have an order of operations that I want to do this in, and we weren't going to use these yet. So you're not going to see me do those. Now, you will see me with the zipper, because I am teaching you how to do the zipper today. You are going to see now, like I said, the pocket, I'm going to show you the pocket and things of that nature. So all of the things you're going to need is the pocket, the main pattern, which is your exterior, and your lining fabric. Also, you're also going to need your slip pocket piece, and you're also going to need your handle. Okay, now I'm going to you would put the handle on the same way you put the handle on any other time. Okay, I'll show you how I'm going to show you where to place the handle, okay, but I'm not going to show you how to use these, unfortunately. Like I said, I do have an order of operations that I do have for this channel, and that's what we're going to do in that order. Now, when it comes to this pocket, you can do this pocket one or two ways. Me, personally, I'm going to be putting my lining fabric in here, because, like I said, I am going to be doing it, making it for somebody, so I'm going to use my lining fabric. Now, with that fabric, with this pocket, you can do an exterior. So when you put it on, it's you can see it, right? That person can see that whatever, they can see there's a pocket there. And you can do a regular exterior piece, which like I said I'm going to do, which is going to be a red, because that's what all of my linings for all of my bags are red. They are a red waterproof canvas. Now, say for instance, if you don't want to do that, all you would do is cut this on the fold. And what would happen is it will create one long piece, almost like how we do our slip pocket. And then you'll just fold that, or you can keep it folded and you'll top stitch up top. And I'm going to show you that right there too, okay? Remember, we have for your lining piece, for your lining, you're going to use the SF101 lightweight fabric. And for your exterior, you're going to use the fleece. Okay, you're going to use the fleece iron-on. So let's go ahead and get started. And go ahead and cut everything out. Interface everything. We already know how to do all of that. And meet me back here. Well, actually, you're not going to meet me back here. You're going to, when next time you see me, we're going to be doing the pocket. So, all right. All right. So I lied. I know I said I wasn't going to show you a lot of the stuff I was doing because it wasn't the actual bag that we were making, but it's similar to the bag. It didn't have the tabs. The person I'm making the bag for, they don't want the tabs on it. They don't want the D-rings. They just want the handles, right? So they want the handles and they want it a certain way. So I just figured, why not? Why not show you how I'm going to put this handle onto the bag? Now, this handle is not a handle where you are going to sew it on like our last bag. This handle is going to be like freestanding, I guess, as you want to call it or whatever. So what typically I would use rivets. This is the male rivet. And this would be the female rivet right here. All right. Oops, that fell. So I have the male and the female rivet. One of the things you could go out and buy is a puncher, and it punch through leather, and it's, you can just put it in there, punch through it. Now, sometimes you got to use one hand, use two hands. It depends on your strength level. My hands kind of hurt doing this, so I kind of like to take the easy way. I go out and get these punchers like this, and I have my rubber mallet, and I also have a board where I can smash down on. And then once I have the hole made, I take and use this right here. All right, I use this. Now, if you can't afford this, they do have kits. It's like little small kits that you can actually put together. I mean, it's little small kits you can get that actually come with some rivets in it already. Also, you don't have to buy them separately. So this right here, I think when I bought it, it was like $150. And it was on sale, so it is a little bit expensive to some people. The little rivet hammer and things of that nature, that goes for about $20, 20 to $50, depending on where you get it from. All right. So one thing I like to do is when I'm gonna punch into it, I like to go from here, from my edge, put two fingers here, and then go up. So I know where my middle's at, right? So my middle's going to be here, and then I just pound. Boom, got it. Now I'll do the same thing, go up. Now I go up about one finger. Got my middle, and hammer again. Now another thing I like to do, instead of having to guess where it's at, I'll fold this in half. Put this right here on top, right here. And then do it all over again. Be careful, it does turn and slip on you a little bit, but hey. Now I have them both I got my holes pounded in, all right? Now here's the exterior of the bag that I'm making. Right, this is our exterior. Now I have the fleece on it already. Now as you can tell and you can feel, it feels a lot different. It feels different than us using the SF 101. You got more of a structure going here versus the SF 101. You still had structure, but this one's a little bit more sturdier structure. Okay. So one thing before I put my handle on, I like to take the laptop. This is the measurements that she likes, that she wants. Okay, so she wants this, so I know that if it goes all the way down into here, I still have a little bit, like she said, a little bit of flap to come down. Now, since she wants a little bit of flap to come down, I would go get my ruler, and I'm gonna measure over. I'm gonna measure down. I'm gonna measure down to about 3.5 inches. Let's do 3 inches. I'm gonna measure down 3 inches. Measure down 3 inches and then measure over 3.5 inches. So when she goes to close it, and if she wants to bring the flap down, it can come down. Or if I want, I can come straight down to here. That's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna come down to about here. I think this is gonna be probably about 4, maybe 5 inches down, and then 3.5 inches in. So when she goes to close it, it folds over. So I'm gonna show you how I put those in. So as you can see, it's actually 5.5 inches down. Well, yeah, 5.5, just about. For me, it's a lot easy because it's really easy because I have a actual line I can just go across on. So what I'm gonna do, come over to here about 3.5 inches, and I'm gonna take my my strap, put that right there. Let's bring the hole to about right there. I don't have it on me. And normally I would take I don't have it right now. If you bear with me, hold on, I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. So about 3.5 inches over. I know it's 4.5 inches right there down. Sorry, I made a mistake. I'm actually gonna put it right there, my hole right here at the top of here. Then I'm gonna take my hole puncher and then punch a hole right there. Same thing here. I mean, not my hole puncher, sorry, my seam ripper. Punch another hole right there. And then I'll take my pen, make that darker so I'll be able to see it. And then right there is again, right there, make that a little darker to be able to see it. All right. And then all I got to do is just come here and just poke a hole. Same thing, poke a hole. And then I'll take one of my males and just push it through to see if I need to make it bigger or make it go through a little bit more. All right, so I need to make it a little bit bigger. So then what I would take and do if I need to make it a little bit bigger, I know it seems like a little bit of overkill, but take and use the same way I did the leather to punch the holes. I'll punch the holes. And then I'll go ahead and take and make sure it's the right way. Put my male piece in. Put the female on the back. Grab another one. Do the exact same thing. All right, so I have that there. Now I'll take and do the other side the exact same way. I don't put it in I don't put this down just yet. But I'll take the other side, take this and do the exact same thing, okay? So one thing I did mess up on, and this is one of the reasons why I kind of didn't want to show you guys this, but it's completely fine, is that I use this stabilizer. I forgot to put the stabilizer on the back of the on the back of this. It gives it a little bit more extra protection. So because it's one of those things that's gonna get worn and torn and things of that nature. So I do the exact same thing. This one right here doesn't really matter where it goes because I tend to do one here. And then I'll do another one here. And then I'll take and cut it in half. Take my first male piece. I'm going to put this in the back right here. Put this down right there. As you can see, put that in. Put that on the back, put that in the back of it. So it gives it like a little extra layer of protection. So you know it won't be so easy to pull out. And then I'm gonna do the other thing I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. All right, so now that I have my grommets on, not my grommets, my rivets on, and I have them both set to where I like them and where I want them, I'm just gonna take and put this inside right here, and just push down. That's it. Go over to the next one, do the exact same thing. And this is why I love this, because I don't have to. The other one is kind of like a hammer. It's almost like the kit that they have. It's almost like this, but it's like a flatter piece. Then it comes with like a little anvil, and then it will come with like a hammer, a small hammer or something, and you just boom, and you'll hit those on, line those up, hit those on, and things of that nature. So what this is almost like it, what you'll receive, but it's just instead of me having to find a hammer or something of that nature, I'll just push it down. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting on the other one on the other bag, and then we'll come back and we'll put the front pocket on. Okay, so I have my pocket piece. Like on my pocket piece, I don't have the fusible fleece. I just have the SF 101. Here's my exterior. So I'm gonna put right sides together, and then what you're gonna go ahead and go do is sew whatever seam allowance that you have or that you like. Go sew that on the top of this, and that's it. Have these sewn together. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna flip this over. Now, oops, I did forget that I am gonna cut. I'm gonna cut close to the edge as possible, but don't cut the but whatever you do, do not cut the the thread. What I'm doing is I'm getting that some of that bulk out. You see how when I went to go turn it and what it did, it wouldn't turn pretty well. So I got that out of there. So now when I go turn it, it's easy. I can tuck it under a little bit better, a little bit easier. And so that's what you want to do. You want to go ahead and tuck it. Now, if you had an iron, if you could iron it like mine, I can't. You would iron it, you would tuck it under, and you'll continue to iron it. But unfortunately, I can't iron mine because of the fabric itself. But what's awesome about this is that since that's going to be on the inside, and say, for instance, if you don't want to do that, you don't have to, because it's going to be on the inside. All you're going to do is go ahead and top stitch that right along. But try your best to make sure that these match up, though. So pin these, pin this to make sure it comes down a little bit, and then go ahead and go top stitch. All right. Oh my gosh. So as I'm making this bag, I am also reading my email to make sure that I have everything that my client needs for this. So unfortunately, she does not want the turn class right here anymore. She doesn't want those at all. She said she's not a big component of them. She just wants to be able to slide things in. She doesn't even want the snaps on it, unfortunately. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be making the snaps on this bag. So I have my lining piece. I have my pocket piece. I have my pocket, and I have my my exterior piece. So what I'm going to do, what you'll do is go ahead and pin this down. Once you want, what you want to do also is make sure that these corners are lined up. Make sure these are lined up perfectly. All right. Go ahead and pin them down, clasp them down, however you decide you want to do it. So don't worry, we're going to get into more into hardware. It's just that it would just so happen that this bag I was making, somebody wanted this bag also at the same time. So so now that we have that here, so what you'll do, now it's like making a slip pocket. You're going to go ahead and fold it over. Find the middle. And then go ahead and just sew right down that middle, right down there. So do that. Come back and we are going to, if you want, you can base stitch. It's not necessarily, but you can base stitch down that. And what a basting stitch is basically just put a stitch there. Don't do a half inch. Do like about a 1/8 stitch right there, right down the middle, because what's gonna happen when we put this together, it's gonna fold in, it's gonna disappear. So go ahead and do it. If you want to do a base stitch right here, base stitch right here, in the middle, right down the middle, go straight down, do a stitch. Now this stitch right here, you definitely want to back stitch. Me, I do back stitch like 2 to 3 times, but I try to do it slow as possible because I don't want it to look too bulky right there, and then come all the way down and then, you know, back stitch right there. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, so I have my zipper, right? So I'm going to take my zipper, I'm going to fold it in half, find the middle, and then I'm just going to cut a notch right there. All right, that just lets me know where the middle's at, so I'm going to put that on my bag. Also, I'm going to fold this in half. Fold my exterior piece in half. That's what I grabbed. I have one of my exteriors, and I'm also going to cut a notch there. So I know where the middle's at, right? So now that I know where the middle's at, I'm going to take and put my zipper on. I'm going to take and put my zipper. All right, let me see if I can fix this to there. Take and put my zipper. I'm going to put this right side down. All right. So I have that right there. Now, my zipper is a lot longer than my fabric, and that's fine with me. So I'm going to take and clip there. I'm going to go ahead and clip it in place. If you don't have any clips, pin it in place. All right. And try to get as many, if you have pins and you're using pins, try to use as many pins as possible. Because the zippers do move around just a little bit, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and go over to the sewing machine. Okay, so I know I said I will show you how to do this with a zipper foot. Unfortunately, I can't find my zipper foot, so I don't know where my zipper foot's at. So unfortunately, we're going to learn how to do this without a zipper foot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make my width about 3 inches. And then on my sewing machine, I can actually move my needles. So I want my needle to be close to the edge as possible. As you can see, my needle, I don't know if you can see that, but my needle moves on mine. So if you have one of those that your needle moves, so as you can see, my needle's moving over. So I'm getting mine close to the edge as possible. But if you don't have one, you can actually do the exact same thing. You can actually do it in the middle and get this right there. So you want to go as close as you possibly can. One thing I like having my needle being able to move all the way over there. I use my presser foot as a guide to stay right along the zipper. All right. So I'm not going to backstitch because I'm going to also put the put the exterior piece on this, I mean the lining piece on this exterior piece, and then I'm going to sew, basically do another stitch over top of it, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and sew this, and as you can see, I'm just try to go as slow as possible. And use that, like I said, use that presser foot as a guide. If you have a zipper foot, I know there are tons of videos that are out there that will show you how to use one, but unfortunately, I don't have one. All right, as you can see, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video now, and then I'm gonna finish this off. All right. All right, so I have it zipped. I have my zipper on. Now what I'm gonna do is just take my lining piece, and actually, so I don't have to find out where the middle's at for this, because all I have to do is now is just line this up. All right, line the zipper, line this up with the zipper, with the sides. So now that I have that lined up, I'm gonna put that. Go ahead and put some pins on there. All right, do the same thing on the other side. I got it lined up. I'm gonna put a pin right there. All right, now you want this to be, you want it to be right sides facing. So you're gonna have right sides together when you do this. All right, right sides together when you're doing this. And I know some of you are probably like, oh, it doesn't fit. That's fine. It does fit. Trust me, it does fit. There's a method to the madness, okay? Don't worry about the bottom, just worry about the top, all right? So just how I showed you, without the presser foot, you're gonna go ahead, without the zipper foot, you're gonna put your presser foot right up against that. You can actually be able to fill the zipper right there, and then you're just gonna sew down right there. Now I have these two on, so what I'm gonna do now is bring this. Now that they're zipped up, I'm gonna take, now since on this side it is a cotton piece, I would take and iron this right here, and then you'll take this back over to the sewing machine and top stitch right along that top edge. All right, so go ahead and fold that down, then take it to the ironing board, as you can see. Take it over to the ironing board and just go ahead and then top stitch right along that. So I have that top stitch down. Now I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to take my other exterior, fold it in half, find the middle, take a snip, and then now I'm going to put this face down. So my exteriors are going to go face down on top of each other. And then I'm just going to go ahead and right there, put that right there, and then begin to pin. And then I'm going to also go ahead, for the sake of time for myself, is also go ahead and do this with the lining, put the lining down, face down also underneath here, make sure it lines up, and then sew, top stitch, and we're going to basically do it all over again. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so I have the zipper attached. I have everything attached to the zipper, right? So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna make sure I put my handles on the inside. I'm gonna take one side of my exterior piece and take it and put it over to the other side. Now remember, I have this pocket down here. So one thing I like to do is get my corners lined up, so I can go ahead and pinch them together. And then pin them, and then go on the other side and get that out the way too, because those are the sides that can actually move a little bit. They'll move a little bit on you, so do the exact same thing. Get that nice and lined up, and then pin. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pin all the way. Pin here, pin here, pin up here, pin right here. I'm going to pin right here also. Now, one thing you do want to do is go ahead and open this up, because we need to turn the bag inside. We need to turn the bag inside out, all right? So, I'm one thing I like to do, and I am going to show you a technique when we get there, where the zipper isn't going to be on the inside of the bag, basically, because that's what I like and that's what I want, is want my zipper to be on the inside of the bag. Oops, see, I see where I messed up at. I also got the lining on the inside also. I should have had my lining, I have my lining pinned on here, so I should have had my lining already flipped over here, right sides together. So one side of my, as you can see, I'm human also, so I mess up. So that's a good thing. So my lining's here, my exterior's here, they're both together. All right. So I'm going to make sure my zipper teeth is down. Actually, I want to make sure my zipper teeth is up right here, right? Because one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to hide these zipper teeth. Because typically what would happen is you would sew all the way up and then come all the way down here as one continuous sew. Me, once I get here to the zipper teeth right here, I'm going to stop and top stitch right there. I mean, stop and back stitch and then skip over and then push this on the inside. And then push this back over so the zipper teeth ain't in the way, and then do the exact same thing over here and then go down. Now, I do want to also remember, keep my 6 inches right here, because we're going to pull the bag out. We're going to do the exact same thing we've been doing the whole entire time. All right. So same thing over here. I'm just going to, when I get to this part, I'm going to back stitch, stop my stitch, back stitch, then pick my presser foot up and then continue to go down. All right, let's go do it. So we have the side sewn up. Hey, we're just going to do the same thing. Hey, take some of the seam allowance out right here. Take some of the seam allowance out right here. Go ahead and close up your corners. The same process we've been doing. Same exact process we've been doing. Make your box corners here. Make your box corners here. Then reach inside. Reach on the inside and then pull her out. When we come back, when you pull out, you're gonna see that the zipper may or may not come out. Now, if you want, you can keep it that way, but I don't like it that way because I'm gonna go ahead and push it out, and I will show you how to do that. All right. Okay, so as I'm turning the bag out, like I said, the zipper looks like it's gonna want to stay in there. So I come over here to where, you know, the part's not connected, and I just pull that out right there. Just pull that right out of that hole there. All right. And then I'll come back over here to this side. This side, it takes a little bit more finessing, just a little bit, but not a lot. I'll find it. I'll actually stick my hand back into here. I'm sorry that it's all over the back. Can't keep it straight. Now I got it here, and then I'll just begin to poke and pull this out. All right, I can go ahead and pull that out. Now, if you have something like this or something that can help you, just go ahead and grab it. You do the exact same thing. Just keep on digging it. It's going to take a little bit of time, but you dig it, and you'll be able to get it out. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get at that. It does take a little bit of time, like I said. So I'm going to be here for a little bit, and I don't need you guys don't need to see all that. It's going to take a while. All right. I'll be right back. All right, we're done. So the bag is put together so far as of right now for you guys. I still have some work I have to do on this bag, but my big thing with this bag, we are going to revisit this bag, and we're going to do it the way that I would like for it to be done, and the way I want to show you to do it, okay? But I had to do it to the client the way the client wanted. I still have more work to do inside of the bag that I don't think that we're ready yet to get there, but we are going to get there with what I'm going to do on the inside of this bag. My main thing was to honestly get you used to the zipper. That was my main thing, is getting used to the zipper, and also showing you another bag basically from the pattern. Like the pattern we did, we enlarged it just a little bit, made it a little bit higher, and we took the depth and made it a little bit smaller. Instead of it being a 3-inch, it was a 1.5 inch. Also, we worked on a pocket on the end on the front So as you can see, it's still basically the same pattern because when we sewed it up, we did the exact same stuff. We did the exact same thing. The only thing that was different was we added a zipper and we added a pocket. That was the only thing that was different. So I'm going to I have to do some more things with the zipper because my zipper is a little bit different. We will get there also. But so that's why my bag still looks like this, because it's not really 100% complete. But I just wanted to get you guys to understanding, hey, there's a whole nother bag. We have a whole nother bag with that pattern. And all we did was make couple of slight changes. That was it. All right. So if you like today's video, once again, as always, like, comment, share. If you haven't already, subscribe. And as always, thank you for tuning in to PQF Academy.